Hi, today we talk about flexible web components and a modal container specifically. So let's dive in. What's the deal? The deal is that we want to have flexible web components, and that means that they are almost completely configurable from the outside. So how does it look? We have a few conventions that allow us to basically change HTML attributes of any element in the web component. So it is something like that. We can have input, with error, and as you can see, by using this prefix input, we can specify any attribute on the input element, which is a part of this input with error component. We can change type, name, and as you can also see, we can use, thanks to that, we can use HTMX easily with this approach, and this is one of its goals. Obviously, you can also override class, so we can change the styles of the components as we want. We can also only add class. We can also replace it, but I didn't describe it here. And really the goal is to have web components more as white box skeletons that we can reuse in various contexts. And if you are more curious about this approach in general, I have created a video where I used the components created with this approach in mind with HTMX, so I will link it down below. And today specifically we work with Modal Container that I have prepared and use it in the various contexts. So let's start. What do we need? We need to have a node in version 19, I believe, and let's go to README how it is. What do we need to do? What do we need to do to use it? So let's just install dependencies. I have them. For you it probably will be slower. Then we just start the node server, and right now we have a playground for every component, but because obviously the components, they are web components defined in the JavaScript files like that, but to have a playground for local development, I have created node server where we can go to a place like that and play with the web components, test them out, and so forth. And one more thing that we need, I forgot to mention it, is that as the only dependency we use Tailwind for CSS. But really Tailwind is just a set of CSS classes like that, so in theory you can also define it on your own. You don't necessarily need Tailwind, but I think it's an amazing tool and we do use it. So for that we need to run this script and it will generate live CSS for us as we develop. Alright, so I think we have everything. So what we'll do is I have prepared this modal container. The component is already written, but what we do throughout the video is to experiment with it, play with it, and see how we can use it in various contexts. So we'll have a few modal container implementations. So this is how it looks without any customization. So we just have modal container with the title, left and right buttons, and close button, and it can be shown and hidden basically. And we'll implement two info modals with different customization. They will just look differently, have some kind of animations and so forth. Right now they are not shown. We have error modal, confirmation modal, it's also not showing. We use HTMX for some of them not, because the approach is more generic, but I do like and convince and support people to use HTMX, so it's important for me that this approach works with this technology. So as an example, we have this modal will be using the HTMX, and as you can already see, actually the validation, it comes from HTMX because it returns HTML in the response. We'll see this in a while. And right now here we have input modal with dropdown. Here we'll see some results of our actions. So what do we need to edit, guys? We need to go to our node server actually, and here we have a few endpoints that we can use throughout our model container examples. And the most important one is that how we return this page. So if we refresh it, you can see that we have ready to be rendered HTML. So it's not rendered by the JavaScript. So how it works is basically that we have HTML in the string here, and as you can see, we have modal containers that are used here. They're defined here. We have a few of them. We'll go through the details in a while, but to show it on the high level, you have HTML, we have a script, and I have put it in the different directory because it is quite long and will be longer as we edit it. So I think it would be quite hard to edit it in the raw string like that. And we have util function here just to return HTML with head and body that we specify here, and with a few more scripts because we use different web components that I have defined also in this repository. It is a repository with a collection of various web components. I plan to add them. So for example, we have dropdown, input with error, input error, and base object that supports all of the glorious conventions that we have for our web components. And from other things, we have different endpoints here also that our modal container instances, they will use them. So delete for confirmation modal and validation, some validation for input modals. Okay, guys, so that's how it works on the high level. So let's start developing actually. So what we should start with, we'll leave this default modal container as a reference, and let's work on this info modal, for example, first. So the first thing is to let's make them visible. So to do that, we have JavaScript in the model container page, and there's a bunch of functions. We'll explain them in a while, but what's important is that we set up all of these model containers that we have in different functions. So there's one function for every model. So the first that is already implemented is to show default modal container. So basically we search it in the DOM, and then on click we just show it, because this is how you show the modal container that I have defined here. It has a simple show method that just changes its display property and show it. So where we have info modals, we have two info modals, 1 and 2. It's that simple, and I have prepared something here, but it is not complete. So they are not showing because, as you can see, nothing is happening there. So we have show info modal 1 button/div. So let's just do that on show info modal 1 on click, we will have a function that should show our info modal. So basically that should be enough. I think we don't need to restart it because it's defined in the separate file. Yeah, so we have it, but it is not styled, as you can see. So let's change the styles, and maybe actually first thing is in this info modal I don't really need to have this cancel and OK buttons. So for that we can use property with left right buttons false, I believe, and for that we need to have a restart. So let's restart it, and yeah, don't have them. So right now let's style it. Basically, let's for example add some kind of background to the title. Let's see whether we can do this like that with adding classes, or we need to override it all. So let's say background slate, and it will basically set the background color to one of the colors supported by Tailwind. Yeah, so we have it. Maybe let's make it, that's just another color supported by the Tailwind. The source of it is here basically on the Tailwind official website. Okay, so maybe something like that, and I don't know, maybe let's just do them rounded, the top corners. So I believe there's a class like that in Tailwind, just to make top corners rounded. Yeah, that looks better. And maybe let's add here some padding, I would say. So as you can see, the some information one, it is separate div here, so it's injected into the modal container from the outside. It's not direct part of it. So what we can do here, I don't know, maybe let's do before and maybe italic and see how it looks. It doesn't matter, just to showcase that we can that we can customize it as we want. So I think that's good enough for this particular model. Maybe, I don't know, maybe for the bottom padding we can increase it a little to 8, for example. I think it's actually looks worse, so let's stick with that. And one more thing that before that, maybe we would actually like it to be closed on the outside click. So for that we also have a property. So I think it is called hide on outside click. Let's set it to true and see how it looks and how it works. Yeah. So as you can see, if you click X, close, it is closing, but also if you click anywhere outside the modal, it is also closing. So maybe we can add some animation to it. So how we can do this? I have prepared some CSS for that, so let's go to our CSS. What we have here among Tailwind declarations, we have fade in and fade out animations. That's obviously pretty simple. We just change opacity from 0 to 1 or from 1 to 0. And we have fade in animation, fade out animation, and also long versions. So the short is it just lasts half a second, 500 milliseconds. So how we can use it on our model, guys? To go through it, maybe let's explain how the modal is actually visible or not visible, how it works. So what it is. So basically, when modal is not shown, like right now, we have it here, but where is here we have container, here we have content, and I think it will not be shown here. See, display is block. Yeah, okay. Here maybe. See, yeah. So here we have display none, as you can hopefully see. And then if you click, we just change it to display block on our container element inside the modal container, because you can see, as you can see, we have modal container, and here it always has a container. Then inside we have a div for content, and then here we have all the components actually, which is close, title, and this div, in this particular case. So to use the animation, we basically need to use fade-in animation. After we have changed the display to block, we can use the CSS classes, because you can't set up animations on display property, unfortunately. So to have fade out is a little bit more complicated, but basically in this moment we know that modal is shown, so we can just do info modal class list, because this is modal container, and we can add fade in class. It will work partially, as you can see, and right now it will not work. It will not work because it was already applied. So basically we have ready to use function here, but I would like to explain it. So first we also need to set up this animation before closing the container, so before closing the modal. So for that actually we have info modal before hide listener. We can set something up like that. I will copy it from the function here, but basically before hiding it, we will remove the fade out class. Is it true? No, because before hide, yeah, I made a mistake. Before hide, we need to add fade out class, and then we have fade out. Will not have actually. We don't have it because the hiding is changing display from black to none, and that's why we don't see the animation. So for that actually we have hide delay property. What it will do, guys, it will make our modal container change the display property from block to none after the delay that we set up here. And right now it will work because the display display none will be set after this delay, so we will be able to see the animation. As you can see, right now it doesn't work because we need to remove the classes. So to make it fully work, we also need to set up the classes after the modal is hidden. We need to remove the classes basically so that they can be reapplied. We need to remove both fade out and fade in, because as you can remember, the classes, they only specify animation. We need to basically remove them after we are done. Okay, and as you can see, it works. And because we also have it on the second modal, I have prepared, actually as I think about it, this function is overcomplicated. I think that's more straightforward, to be honest. You can easily see what it is doing, so let's keep it that way. We set hide delay so that we can see the animation. Before hiding, we set up the fade out class, and after we are cleaning it up. And as you can see, it looks pretty nice. So we have info modal 1. Let's go to the info modal 2. Basically, situation is very similar. Actually, okay, let's don't get ahead of ourselves. So we have similar situation. We also need to set up on click as previously, also show. And let's see what we have. Obviously some modal, not customized, we customize it. But maybe, guys, let's start with the animation. So let's copy paste that and change it just a little. So to fade in long, I believe. Yeah, we have long, fade out and fade in, delay, fade out long. It will take 1.5 seconds instead of half a second. Basically, that's the main difference. Let's drink some coffee. Very nice, very good. Right, I don't need to restart it, but yeah. Okay, and as you can see, it is significantly slower. So let's get back to our HTML to style it. And here I would also set this up to hide on outside click. Very slow, very slow. Alright, so here I would like to customize it all. So actually we'll override the container class. So to do that, let's copy paste it from the component, and we change almost all of it. So what we have, max width large, I don't remember what it was. Let's see actually, because I'm interested. So it's basically more or less 512, I believe. Maybe that would be better. Max width on this guy, I believe, with max Oh, don't see it. Max. I think we should. Oh yeah, this guy. Max width. Yeah, 512 pixels, guys. That's our max width. Oh, dot. Okay, so let's see whether it works with copy paste that. Okay, something is not right. Container. Oh yeah, it is not container but content actually. Okay, and also container is black with 70 opacity. So let's change it, guys, to 90, so it will be significantly darker. Let's see. It is. So what we want to change here, guys? I would say that we have absolute, so let's make it relative, and let's remove these transformations that make it both horizontally and vertically centered, and let's see how it will look actually. Okay, we are here, not good. So let's set the margin to auto. I think would be centered vertically, I mean horizontally. So let's maybe set the margin top to 10 viewport height. So more or less 10% from the top. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And what else, guys? We don't maybe want to have white, but something more fancy, like, I don't know, Amber 300. Let's see how it looks. Nice. So let's set border. I think it is like that, but I'm not sure. But certainly let's do border 4 and see how it looks. Right, we have border, but I believe that this obviously is wrong. Maybe this. If not, we go to the docs. Yeah, so it is that. But you can hardly see it, so maybe, I don't know. Let's make it more different. Maybe 500 will be good enough. Actually, let's stay with 400. It doesn't matter, as we already established. We just want to see that we can customize as we want. Okay, so let's also turn the left and right buttons off. And what else do we want? Let's maybe change the title. So I don't know. Font bold text. Let's make it larger and let's make it italic and see what will happen. We may lose some padding, so I don't know. Yes, exactly. We fix this in a while. Maybe let's do here something like that. Okay, something like that. Yeah, that has a lot of padding, but let's keep it that way. Let's maybe also change. Yeah. So what's important here for me to show is that this close icon, by default it is just HTML icon specified in the text as times. Let's find it out, guys. Yes, X. It is defined here as default close icon, but because we have our web components are extremely flexible, we can actually change it as we want. So we can actually set close icon to HTML of any kind. So to show that it works, let's simply say let's insert some kind of text here. We change it to an image in a while. Yeah, it works, as you can see. So let's change it to an image, guys. We have PNG image that I have prepared basically here as a close icon. I think assets, yeah. So this is how it looks. So let's actually copy the URL. All right, we have it here. Maybe specify out as close, and let's check it out. Okay, we have it, but yeah, unnecessary padding. So close class, let's override that with, let's see how it looks without any padding actually. Okay, I think it's pretty fine. Yeah, maybe let's add just 2, and I think it's a little too big, so let's try with width 8 and height 8, and let's see how it looks. It should be one of these units, entire unit is 4 pixels, so it should be 32. Let's see. Okay, something didn't work, obviously. Need to have single quotes here because the double quotes are enclosing. Okay, so padding is fine, but let's maybe actually make it 12 and see. Oh, yeah, a little too big. So let's maybe do 10. Yeah, that's fine, I think. 40. Alright, guys, so as you can see, we have pretty nice customized info modals. So let's go further. We have error modal, but that's, I think, the simplest one. Yeah, it's just an error. So I think it's the same actually as info modals. Maybe I just wanted to show that we can have an error. So more like an error use case, so just different style. So where we have this guy, yeah, so text red, okay, some error information, maybe actually let's remove it, and we specify in the JavaScript here. What I can do is definitely definitely remove the left right buttons with left right buttons to false. That's one. And here before showing I know what we can show is that error modal, we can specify the title from the JavaScript. So set attribute title to something went wrong, for example, and then error modal message text content. I don't know, let's just maybe say that some error occurred. I hope that's correct English, I don't know. As new date to ISO string, something like that. Yeah, error modal message is just a div, so it should work if I didn't make any mistakes. Okay, seems to work. So that's a little strange, to be honest. Maybe that would be probably would be better. Yeah, but it's really subjective, to be honest. So maybe I don't know, 12. Okay, I think that's enough with error modal. It's just to show that we can also specify those things in the JavaScript. So the application normally you would have an error here different for different error exception. Okay, so let's go to confirmation modal, guys. What we have here we have two use cases. We have one confirmation modal, but we show the results with JavaScript and with HTMX. So I have prepared something a little more complicated here with HTMX event, as you can see, but to start simple, let's also show it. Show it with the use case without HTMX first. So again, click and confirmation modal show as previously. Dangerous did action. Okay, and cancel. So let's change it actually. Oh, I have removed close, as you can see. We have a nice parameter for that. So, but I don't like cancel and OK. So let's change them to, I believe, left button text no, and right button text yes, something like that. And let's see. Okay, no and yes. And let's maybe specify the text here, because we will overwrite it also in the HTMX. So confirmation modal message, text, content, I don't know, something very simple, I'm sure. Something like that. Yeah. Okay. No, you can see that it doesn't look great, guys. Let's style it a little. So maybe let's just add this padding. Nothing fancy. Okay, I don't know, maybe italic, and let's make it larger. Alright, that's good enough for this particular example. So right now, if we click no, nothing happens. I mean, modal is closed. And yes, also nothing happens because we need to specify the handler. So basically, we can do show confirmation, not show, confirmation modal on right, and we can set up the handler and what we want. Actually, let's set up the on left also and see that it should not be hidden right now. It should not hide. Okay. To hide, we just call hide, which is very nice, I believe. Yeah. And what I wanted to do is to show what we have clicked here. So basically, we have confirmation modal result here, as you can see. Confirmation result, text content, let's say not confirmed at, or maybe actually, oh, okay, not confirmed at. I'm showing the date just to see that it is changing as we click. So here and on right, we will also hide it. So same in this case. We got teleported. I don't know, this UI stays sometimes doesn't work well at all. So just change it to confirmed and we will see not confirmed or confirmed. Let's see. No, okay, not confirmed. Add something. Confirmed add. Alright guys, so it works as you can see with just the JavaScript. So right now I would like to use it with HTMX. So a little bit of context. What we have in our HTML, we have the button to show confirmation modal using HTMX. It is this guy. Here we have, as you can see, a few HTMX attributes. So HX delete, we will call this endpoint, and we have it specified down below here. It will return just a string, regular string. Here is the confirm message that we show on our model, and confirmation of the result as a target. If you know how HTMX works, it will automatically set up the text returned by this delete endpoint and render it here. If you are interested, I have many videos about how HTMX works. Highly recommended to check them out. But for our purposes right now, we just need to use the HTMX API. So what I have prepared here is actually that when these attributes that we went through are specified, we'll go through here. Will be here. So actually we can see that it works already. If we click, we are here. So we have everything to issue the HTMX request and show our basically our model. So I'm thinking we need to actually set up these guys here on the on click of the previous handler, because Right now I'm about to override them. So here basically I would say HTMX not confirmed, and this will change because basically one is that we show it again, but on the right we just issue the HTMX request. So we not mutate that, we make it that the HTMX handle it. And to do this, if we just need to, we have HTML event, we just need to call issue request, if I'm not mistaken, and it will make the HTMX issue request. Maybe we can issue the request first and then hide it. Doesn't really matter. Let's see whether it works. It works, as you can see. Now HTMX not confirmed, and yeah, it is changing. And in the network we can see that we issue request to HTMX request, just regular HTTP request. Let's see that the previous one is also working. It is. Okay guys, that's quite nice. So we have confirmation modals. The two guys that are left are input modals. So second one is with the drop down, first is with some form, also using HTMX. So here what we would like to do is to add second input, because we need also protein for our food item, and issue HTMX request. So that's a lot. So let's step back. Let's first see how actually it looks in the HTML. So this is the guy. So I have already styled it to make it faster. So this is nothing new. I mean, the same convention. We are just overwriting different class of different element. Same for left and right button. We issue post to this endpoint to add the food item. This is something new. We issue this event to trigger this request. This is also HTML specific. I will not go over the details of HTMX. As I said, I have made many videos and articles for that matter about that, so check them out. And for now, we'll just use, for more important things, is that we use the input with error, also with many HTMX attributes. So for example, that makes the validation, backend validation. So as you can see, as I'm typing, validate calories endpoint is called, and if it's not correct, we have the input error message. We also make use of the components that I have written before. So what we basically want to do is to add, copy paste that, almost copy paste that, and change a few things. We need to have protein because our food item it has two fields, calories and proteins. So if I am not mistaken, all I need to do is to say protein, put some protein and validate protein. Let's see that we have the endpoint like that. We do. So I think that's enough, to be honest. Let's see. I mean, that's enough for the form. Yeah, and as you can see, we have validate protein called and validate calories. That's quite nice, as you can see, because we can have form without any JavaScript. That's the query of HTMX. But on OK button, we would like to try to add this food item, and as you can see right now, nothing is happening. So to fix that, let's go to setup input modal 1, and we have a few things here. So yeah, I have commented it already. So basically we'll issue add food item trigger event, and it's just custom HTML event, but here we set up this as a trigger to issue HTML request. So let's see how it works right now. It will issue HTMX request, but nothing will happen. I mean, we didn't pass the validation, so we return the JSON with errors. So here actually I have called input validated for calories. Let's call on input validated for proteins also. Yeah, and for interesting things, on input validated, it's a custom method from our input with error element. Okay, something didn't work, I think. Yeah, protein input. So I made a mistake. Right now it should work. Yes, it works. But yeah, but we are only showing errors. What we need is here, let's say that add food item was clicked. It is done only for to hide once it is added. So to showcase that, we have errors, and if we pass the validation, it is there, but it should be okay. We have it here already. I didn't mention it, but we have it specified already here that it will be our target. So if I refresh, it is nothing here, but if I do again something, we can see result here, and it is all handled by HTMX. So one more thing is that I would like to clear those out, because also if I do put something wrong like that, close it, we have it, and that's obviously not something that we want. So what we can do is before showing, we have calories input and protein input, and we have a nice clear method here in our input with error container, basically. So let's clear those guys out. Let's see that it works. Let's maybe leave it with errors, and it works, as you can see. Okay guys, so that's quite powerful, as you can see. So the one last thing is to I have prepared the input modal with the dropdown. So I have styled it already, but we don't have any options for our to choose the sumPet. So let's specify them in the HTML. Again, I made use of the fact that I have dropdown prepared as a custom web component. It is all in this repository if you're curious how it works. We have a folder of components, and here we have modal container, as we're going to right now, but also dropdown and the input with error that we have also used in the different and previous examples. from today's video. Yeah, but let's go back to the dropdown. So let's specify a few options. How we do this, and this component is like this. So option 0 text, let's go with dog, I don't know, cat. So I need to change the index to option 1. I don't know, bear, and maybe, I don't know, what's fine, what's cool, dinosaur, and let's change the indices. Okay, like that. Let's see whether we have new options. We have, as you can see, yeah, but they are to right. Yeah, so let's change the, let's go to the JavaScript there of the input modal and change a few things. So one is, before showing it, I think we should change the input modal drop down title. So set attribute title to choose something, for example. Yeah, choose something, and yeah, maybe they should be to the left. Let's leave it that way, but after the option is chosen, see that it is. Yeah, we have chosen option. So here we can also maybe show it that the option is chosen, because right now we don't even know, I mean the user. So here we have a nice text property, I believe. Let's see. Okay. Oh, detail, because this is a regular event. So yeah, as you can see, it works. We are choosing something. Okay, so one more thing I would like to show is that it is visible here. Okay, so we don't need that, but what we can do is to have input modal to on the right again, or actually we can also disable this guy. It is disabled, right? If input modal chosen option, so it's actually assigned to this guy, to the chosen option. Let's specify it here. And also before showing, we should probably nullify it like that. And if the option is chosen, only then we will hide it. So let's hide this guy. And we also have input modal start. So text content, I know, last chosen option, something like that. Modal to chosen option. Well, let's see. Okay. Yeah, let's choose option doc. Then we can't close it. I mean, we can we can't okay it, but if it's there, So let's sum it up. Let's use them all again. Our glorious modal container instances. So we have added the food item. We have chosen the dinosaur is better. Let's confirm it, but maybe with HTMX, because HTMX is better. Let's see some error. This is how it looked without any customization. This is one of our info modals with glorious fade in and fade out. Slower one. Pretty nice. Yeah, so I think that's it, guys. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I see you in the next one. See ya.